welcome back. Sean here, Mountains Garage, on a interesting Friday afternoon. Woke up, it was pouring rain, then we had beautiful sunshine for a while, and now it's raining again. But hey, we've had a really dry stretch. We probably need the rain. It's almost the end of the day, and I've been cleaning up outside all week. And one of the things that's been a constant in and out of my yard for if I added up all the pieces to this project, 5 years. I've worked on it, sold it, got it back. I guess we need a little more background information. Once upon a time, a friend of mine brought me this set of frame rails. I don't remember what stage it was at, but I'm pretty sure I just welded this to this cross member. I believe that was all welded at the factory. It's a pretty simple project. And he left with this piece. And then he made a deal with somebody else and they built the rest of the frame. It's got a suicide mount for a straight X. It did not have motor mounts and a transmission cross member. But it was a frame, I don't know if he had a project in mind for it, because at the time he also owned the 47 Ford cab that I still have. And it's my intentions to take that chopped 47 Ford cab. He bought out of Colorado. I believe it came from the Colorado Highway Department. He'll correct me if I'm wrong if he watches the video. But I think it would look cool sitting on here. Short little pickup bed. And I have the whole stock front fenders and grill, but I'm not going to run that. It has the jail bar grill, they call it, I believe. I also have a 36 Ford grill that I believe would fit a lot better. I don't know if I'll run like a Model A fender or not. I don't know if I'll run rear fenders. That all remains to be seen. But either way, all the parts are here, and they're not getting treated very nicely sitting outside. It's a convoluted story, but my buddy sold this chassis rolling because it came back to me a few years later, and I put the tube axle that's back over here behind the Dana 60. I put that under the front and hooked that all up, the cross steering and everything. I installed the Dana 60 that I had once worked on for him. I put a set of 410s. I think it has a spool in it. And the drum brakes and all that stuff. That was a separate project. Then it all came back and I made a rolling chassis out of it for him. He eventually sold it to another friend of ours who put a 36 Plymouth on it. Coupe. And then I made a deal for that years later. When I sold the Gray Nova, he got the Gray Nova. I got the 36 Plymouth with this chassis under it rolling and dragged it back home. Now at this point, it is set outside a few times. The chassis was all rusty, the rear end's kind of rusty, the brand new strange coilover rear shocks were all rusty. But I took it in trade. It was one of those falls a few years ago where I was cleaning out. I just expanded my yard, my laydown yard, and every time I get in this mood and I get rid of stuff, I regret it. Right up until today, when I'm thinking about that 36 Plymouth Coupe body, I wish I just left it in the yard so I could look out the window at it. I mean, these things are disappearing. They're hard to find. This one wasn't too bad. I didn't like the fit of the chassis under it, but it was okay. But anyway, tore it all apart. The body's gone to somebody else. The chassis sat here for a little while, and then my buddy who originally had it wanted it back. I hope you're following along. This story is like this. Anyway, one last deal. I swore when it all came back last time, I'm going to keep it. I could even convolute the story more. The tube axle was on this chassis, and then it left with the two-door body that I had, which I got pieces of it back, and I traded the 55, well, cash and the two-door body for the 55 Chevy, the black one, my street car. And then a year later, I got the tube axle back because he changed it out. And oh boy, I actually just erased this video now. It's far too confusing, but I guess you get the picture. I give up. It's staying here, and I'm going to make something out of it. So my plan is to put that 47 Ford cab. It's chopped. It's pretty cool looking. I'll include a picture if I haven't already. This transmission cross member has got to be cut out, at least make it removable, if not change it out entirely. The motor mounts that are welded to the frame, they need to go. This had an LS and a Turbo 400 mocked up in it. That Hurst motor mount, I've been saving. I really wanted to use it. It fits a small block in theory, but it does not fit a small block. It hits the balancer and the timing cover on every one I have. So it might fit an old 265. It's made for a Tri-5 Chevy. My eyeball micrometer told me it would fit between the frame rails, and I just set it in there, and it does. However, I hate to get pigeonholed into one engine platform. If you just put, a Chevy mount in it, you can adapt small, big block, and LS down the road. The plan as we speak right now is to put the blown small block that needs to be repaired, of course, fix that, put it together. Transmission's up in the air as well. I'm just finishing that SFI Power Glide. That'd be a really good fit in here. But driving a Power Glide on the street, not that exciting. 3 gears is better than 2. Could do a manual valve body 480E. That's kind of in my wheel. My brain is something I want to build it for, but this probably isn't the project. I do have a 410 gear, but I have the ability to run a pretty big tire, tall tire. The street tires I have aren't really tall enough to kill some ratio off, but we'll work that out down the road. In reality, even with 410s and a smaller tire, 55, 60 miles an hour are going to get you where you want to go. If you want to go faster than that, you can just hang on. The bed itself, not sure if I'll put rear fenders on it. It would be kind of cool if I put rear fenders and Model A fenders and running boards and stuff, but we'll see. That all remains to be seen. I do plan on, I don't know where these need to be extended. They've been cut off crudely. But probably put an 850 cage in it, at least most of it. To do that on a pickup truck, you have to go through the back of the cab down to the frame somewhere. Most of your SFI or NHRA specs only care about the driver's compartment, but in a pickup situation, in a car, these would be here anyway. They'd be inside the cab, but in a pickup, they got to come out through, and they had to specify, unless you have a 750 or faster certified chassis, you got to have the bars coming through the back of the cab. Not the end of the world, because this thing is not a restoration. I can cut holes anywhere I want to. Somebody's already cut the roof off and welded it back on, so what's a couple more holes? And the chop itself is not finished. It's in place. It's pretty crude, needs lots of welding. I'm looking forward to, doing some nice tin work and stuff, because I certainly have enough sheet metal tools, and it'll be a good place to, practice some more. I'm not a huge fan of the tube style front axle. Time will tell. It's been on the chassis before, and it's going back on. The fun of this whole project is it's old, the cast off junk. In some cases it's actually new, but been passed around a few times. Nothing about it has to be perfect. It's kind of refreshing compared to other projects like the Race 55 where everything has to be perfect. This doesn't. So this and the 49 Chevy project are just a good release of creative energy. I want this to look fairly cartoonish, and same token, make it fun and somewhat safe, if you will. That's it. Enough rambling for today. I'm going to continue to hunt for stuff. The Vega steering box, it has cross steering. That's here somewhere with a special Pitman arm on it. Just got to find it. One piece at a time. Have a great Friday night, and I'll catch you in a couple days.